Mr. Verkempinck, you and other staff members of the national team will follow the Romanian teams in their training camps abroad. What are your expectations?
My expectations, first of all, we hope that we see players in a good development about performance, because they are also starting up now, and that's what we want to see, that players are working at a development to become a better player. It's a daily work. We do this on 2 ways. We have the live screening, live scouting, but we do also a lot of digital scouting. For example, Andoni is also playing today. We follow 50 players non-stop, and this is a daily work.
During this scouting period, will you have individual talks with the players?
It's very important to have a personal contact with players, also with the clubs, because if you think about it, clubs, federation of a player, we have the same target. What is the target? We must make players better, and this is a win for everybody. If a player gets better, more market value, and the club, they will perform better, and in national team they will perform better. That's one thing that we have to understand, that we are not in competition, federation and clubs, that we have to work very good together, players, clubs, federation. That's a win situation for everybody.
What teams are you going to scout personally?
Well, the teams who are in Antalya, that you know them, Terek, Rostov, Steaua, Ludogorets, even Gazmitan played yesterday. As much as possible, we try to see players.
How was the year 2016 for you personally, and how would you describe the national team's performance?
For me personally, it was a good year. I was sometimes disappointed about politics in this year. If you see how many problems there are in the world, then we have to be happy sometimes with small things, I think. And about the performance of the national team, let us be clear, like everybody, we are not satisfied with 5 points. But that is the fact. Out of 4 games, we have 5 points. Our feeling is we have minimum 2 points too less. And this is a kind of disappointment feeling, but we have to come stronger and learn out of mistakes and getting better. We can discuss then in detail where we miss these points. Is this the Montenegro game or the Poland game? But then we go too deep. This is the fact. What did we achieve in 4 games? 5 points, and we counted minimum on 7. That's the fact.
What should the supporters expect from 2017?
What they have to expect, I think, a national team in progress with a heart for Romania and with an incredible will to qualify.
Denmark match is next. How tough of an opponent are they?
It's a 50-50 game. They have good players like Cornelius in front. They have Jurgensen. They have Poulsen from Leipzig. They have Eriksson in the midfield. They have good players. The national teams are like this. But I believe in a victory.
What are your thoughts regarding Bogdan Stancu and Răzvan Marin's transfers to Bursaspor and Standard?
I think for both players it's a very positive thing. First of all, for Stancu, after 5-6 years Ankara, it's a new start, a new challenge. I think that's very good for him to have a new environment, a kind of new start, new motivation. For Marin, it's a fantastic transfer. Standard Liège is a traditional club, very good supporters. They are now on the position 8. And they are going for playoffs. They missed 3 points to become in the first 6 places. But it's a very good club, a very professional club, incredible good infrastructure. For him, I think it's a very good next step. Hagi did with Constanza great work with Marin and a lot of young players. And I think for Marin, it's also very good now to the next step. Because Belgium league is also a tough league. It's not like England and Germany. but I think it's a very good step in between.
You know very well, of course, the Belgian football. I wanted to ask you, why do you think Belgian clubs are now targeting Romanian players?
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's also good for me for scouting, of course. Kipciu and Stanciu opened the door. In the years 90, we had Selimes and Monteano, but now Kipciu and Stanciu opened really a door, and Belgium teams are seeing that they are performing well. And of course, then they start following more intensive the Romanian league. That's the first thing, they open the door. The second thing is they are European people. That means the adaptation of these players goes very fast. It's not like you transfer a South American player or African player. That means they adapt directly to the club, to the society, and goes fast, and the language, and that's very important because you win time. Third point, I think, is about the money. I think it's a very interesting market because okay, 2.4 or 2.5 million is a hell of money. If Belgium wants to buy a player, for example, in England, it's not possible. In Germany, it's not possible. It's also very interesting. 10 million for Stanciu was a hell of money. Never a team paid 10 million in Belgium for a player. That's the reason that the expectations are also so high. But for Marin, I think it's a correct price and a very good investment for Standard.